Hey guys, it's Scar here from theScore eSports again with LOD, who just won another 2-1 series. How's it feel, man?
It feels pretty good. Aside from game two, I'm really happy that we won again. So I'm pretty excited, I guess.
Yet again, you're here at 11 at Friday. I mean, the first time I was like, he's just gonna reject the interview, and the second time I'm like, he has definitely can reject the interview. You guys live an hour away, and I think you're playing again tomorrow, right? So it's like actually you're playing Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Yeah, we're playing Sunday. I mean, I'm kind of tired, but I could never turn down an interview with Scarra, so
Oh, dude,
just had to do it. Yeah.
I'm flattered, man. Thank you. Well, let's just jump into the game. So I realized going into the series that you guys did great on the macro side of things, especially the game one just really defined how you guys ended up playing. It was an even game, like I think 0-0 almost, or like 1-2, 3-3, and you ended up you guys just taking 4 consecutive dragons. So was that something that you guys worked on specifically, or was it something that you guys could just kind of naturally had really, really good macro?
I think just in general, like as any team, we're always practicing trying to snowball. And what happened that game was we were just really ahead on the tower push in the 2v1. So it kind of allowed us to take some extra room. Like I believe after the 2 towers, we were able to get a dragon, and that was the beginning of it. I think early in the game, looking at the CS, I ended up like being 20 or 30 CS down on the Caitlyn because I think we messed up the bot lane wave a little when we killed the tower. But just with Sivir, it's so easy to push and just get an advantage by being able to instant clear waves. So I just kind of was moving around the map, just instant clearing waves, and eventually I caught up and got past Caitlyn. And because of that, also like we were able to just score a lot of dragons, So yeah.
Well, I noticed that in a lot of games, we're actually getting a ton of cloud drakes. Now, I understand that could just be like unlucky RNG, but how does it feel like in situations where you get full dragon control, but you're rewarded with something like a cloud drake as opposed to one of the other options?
It definitely doesn't feel too good. I mean, if it was like 3 infernals in a row randomly, we would have been able to close the game out like immediately, right? Or if we got mountains, we could have probably rushed Baron or something. So getting a lot of cloud drakes and even ocean drakes is definitely not the best feeling. I think there's like some comps that actually can utilize cloud drakes really well, especially earlier in the day. Energy, they got a lot of cloud drakes with Twitch, which was really good. But in our comp, it didn't really do much. So kind of felt bad.
I noticed that you guys ended up in situations where you 1v2'd a lot. And the way I see Apex is that I feel like Shrimp puts a lot of pressure early on junglers, but in 1v2 scenarios, he doesn't have the kind of force that I feel like should in most situations. Is that something that you guys actively look to do, or just were you just put in situations where 1v2ing just was just happened?
Yeah, I mean, Shrimp's Rek'Sai is like kind of famous. He's been just tearing things up with that champ in competitive for over a year, even. So, I mean, the first game we're purple side, which is notoriously easy for Rek'Sai to gank bot lane on. So I wanted to swap just because of that, like without even seeing a single champion, just knowing that they have Rek'Sai and we're on purple. Like I wanted to get the hell out of there. So yeah, we swapped the first game, and then the second game, like we were trying to swap as well, but it ended up like kind of unfortunate because then we were stuck with like they had the easy Rek'Sai ganks because we were top lane, even though we were blue. So it's like the same situation as being bot lane on purple, right? So yeah, it's kind of like difficult to deal with that. And we definitely like thought about it a lot. So yeah.
Okay, well, it sounds good that you guys actively thought about it. Like I didn't know that Rek'Sai's ganks were so strong on that angle, but it makes sense from the bot lane to be really annoyed by that style of ganks. Speaking about annoyance for bot lane, I'm gonna go into game two. So I noticed that you got, for lack of better words, you got pounded game two. What are your thoughts?
I did get pounded. I did not expect Jarvan to one shot me repeatedly, and it did not feel good. I'll say that much. I think mechanically I misplayed a lot of the situations early game. Like I didn't Sivir ult. I didn't respect the Bard ult enough, so I didn't Sivir ult. So my support actually got caught in a Bard ult top lane, and then we ended up getting double killed off that. We might have been able to escape, and that started the Jarvan snowball. Then we went bottom, and I sort of disrespected the Jarvan again, and I didn't. I Sivir ulted like way too late, and we got caught by a Bard ult again. And after that point, he was like 4-0 or something with the Yomus, and I was basically just like, I was trying my best in the team fight of Dragon to survive, like flash the Jarvan ult and the EQ combo, but Jarvan in general is so scary to play against the Sivir because like it's really difficult to actually spell shield his stuff. If he EQs, a lot of time if you spell shield, it'll just your spell shield only absorb the E. So I was super vulnerable that game, and then with them having Zillion as well, like I felt like there's no possible way I could survive the dives. It did not feel good. I just kind of bent over and accepted it. So yeah.
I have a little bit of kind of trivia for you. So during the middle of the game, Saint actually tweeted at me and was just like, asked me if I knew that you could flash the Jarvan damage. So they changed Jarvan damage to AoE, and once they did that, Jarvan ulti is actually flashable. Like the damage just doesn't go through. Is that something you knew during the middle of the game, and something you actively like thought to do and couldn't, or something that's just kind of new information?
I definitely knew that, and I was keeping that in mind the entire time. I'm thinking like, if as long as I have flash, hopefully I won't get one shot. And I don't know, maybe I just suck or something. But at Dragon, I actually like I flashed out of the Jarvan ult, but then the damage still hit me. I felt like I flashed early enough, but I guess he ulted me from a brush, so I couldn't see it immediately, and I got popped because of that. But I was actually, yeah, I was definitely thinking that during the game. I just kind of, I might have messed up a couple times, so yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hard to do from really short range, so I can understand. So let's stop talking about game two. I understand it's a very painful experience for you. Going to game three, I noticed that you guys decided to ban his Rek'Sai finally. So the first two games, you know, he gets Rek'Sai, and you win one, you lose one. And the third game, you guys decide, all right, enough of this. Was there any particular reason outside the fact that he's good on it, or you just thought it was like a really important pick?
Actually, we were like somewhat ready to play against Rek'Sai again. The way that happened, I don't know if you saw, but we banned at the very last millisecond. We decided on a different ban, but Seraph couldn't find it in time, I think, because we gave him so little time. So he was just like hovered over Rek'Sai already, and he just banned it. So I was actually really happy though. Like, I think Shrimp, like Rek'Sai is his best jungler by far. So taking that out really like eliminated a lot of his pressure. So I was glad. I was glad it worked out that way. So yeah.
Throughout the series and just in general, the meta kind of shifted toward top laners playing more carry-oriented stuff. You know, you saw Jax this series, you see a lot of Aurelia priority this weekend, and I'm sure you see a lot of like Fizz, even Fiora from KFO all over the place. So now that it's more carry-oriented, I noticed that essentially whichever jungle got pressure topside ended up snowballing and almost winning the game exactly through that. How does that directly impact your team who has Seraph, who's more well known for his like overwhelming TP pressure rather than his laning?
Actually, I mean, like, I think it's a good change for our team. Seraph seems to do well versus every single top laner so far. And I feel like even though he can play tanks really well, like even Drew Maokai banned like 3 games in a row. Like I think carry strength or carry champs are like one of his main strengths. And to be honest, maybe a long time ago his laning phase was not like super well known, but I think he's a really strong laner now. So I think it's really good for us.
And lastly, the AD meta kind of changed a little bit with the Lucian nerfs. Now he's no longer SS tier. You see a lot of like Caitlyn, Ezreal kind of pop up, and Sivir, Ashe. What do you think about the AD meta right now? Do you think it's better or worse with Lucian getting nerfed? Because I know a lot of ADs personally was like, I love being able to dominate like the lane in the mid game and the late game with Lucian. But how do you feel about the AD meta at the moment?
I think having Lucian in the game being that strong felt really bad. I'm really happy they nerfed him because honestly, he's still playable and he is actually still like somewhat strong. If you pick a strong support with him and he's able to dash trade still, like he can definitely be still really overpowering. But just knowing that he can't just like poke you 100-0 with Qs from 1,000 yards away, like it makes it feels a lot better to play every other AD against him now, right? So I'm really happy with the meta now that Lucian's nerfed. I think it's pretty healthy. So yeah.
All right, great. Well, I took up a lot of your time. Do you have any last words to say?
Thank you to all the fans of Envy and myself, and hopefully we can win versus P1 on Sunday and do well for the rest of the split. So thank you for supporting us, and I appreciate it a lot.
Well, good luck on Sunday, man. Scarra from theScore Esports. You can find more content online at theScore Esports or on our mobile app. Thank you. I hope you guys have a nice day.